Gamers, Witch Queen is just a couple of days away, and I hope that you've made your final preparations. Hopefully you've got your fire team set and ready to go, but maybe you're trying to figure out what loadouts to run with Void 3.0. What kind of weapons should you be running? Today, I've got a build that is absolutely going to break the Legend campaign. And no, I'm not exaggerating. However, it's probably going to trigger some of the PvP folks out there. Hey y'all, I'm Mano, and today we're going to be showing you the most broken exotic weapon and armor combo that you can use while playing the Legend campaign of the Witch Queen.
Zone A locked.
All right, hold on a second. Before you give me an angry comment, let me show you how broken this thing actually is. Ah yes, Le Monarch. The bane of trials players and snipers alike. Oftentimes when you're getting hit by it in PvP, this is what you feel like. However, we are not covering that in PvP today. We are covering in the PvE Legend campaign of the Witch Queen. Let's set the stage talking about the changes that are coming in Witch Queen that is going to make this exotic absolutely nuts. Of course, the change that most people know about is that exotic primary weapons against miners are going to get a damage buff of 40%. That also is going to include most secondary effects like perk-triggered explosions. Stack on top of that the things that we learned in the Destiny Community podcast from February 11th with Kevin Yanes and Samuel Dunn. Here's the clip that is most interesting.
Does Le Monarch have any interactions with Void 3.0?
Yeah. Well, yes and no.
Well,
Okay.
it's void damage, right?
It's void damage. And what you'll see with all of the 3.0s in general is that we want to reinforce we want to reward people for running what we're calling monochromatic builds, right? Like if you go full on purple, we want to make sure there are things in your loop that is rewarding you for it. So like by that end, like any void weapon will be rewarded for running with Void 3.0. And you'll see that continued with Arc and Solar.
Cool.
Good to know.
We'll be able to get volatile rounds on Monarch. That might be kind of scary.
Who said that in the chat? Kujay, get the hell out of here with that crap.
I don't know. That sounds pretty fun.
No,
No,
you're done.
no, it does not.
Stack on top of that Chris Proctor, who's the weapons lead at Bungie, confirmed on the Destiny Mega Breakdowns podcast that Le Monarch will be getting an exotic catalyst soon, and you are setting it up for some absolutely nasty combinations. So let's answer the question, why is Le Monarch going to be broken compared to the other exotic weapons? And why should you use it in the Legend campaign of Witch Queen? A lot of you might be asking, why don't you just use Graviton Lance? It's void too. Well, that's because Le Monarch is hiding a secret that many folks don't know about. I first noticed this when I was farming the Altars of Sorrow, prepping some bounties and things like that for Witch Queen, and I also noticed it in a Grandmaster Nightfall that I was helping out some of my friends with. I began noticing that in certain combinations while I was using Le Monarch, I was generating a absolutely insane amount of super energy. This was really jarring to me, especially with all the changes that happened with the 30th anniversary, where they reworked how super energy is generated. Here's the piece from the patch notes. Basically, they made it so that you get increased super energy when you are dealing or taking damage. You can't just sit in a corner and wait for your super energy to regenerate because it would take a super long time. And they also reduce the amount of super that you get on kills, assists, and objective captures. That's specifically in PvP. So I was trying to think about what the heck was going on where I was getting so much super energy. So a few of my Sherpas came into a rumble match to figure out what the heck was going on, and we discovered something crazy. The poison arrows and the area of effect seem to abnormally increase the amount of super damage that you get. Take a look at the super bar here. As I hit my first shot, I get a little bit of super energy, but then it continues to tick as I get that poison damage. It's almost like the poison damage is counting it as extra impact for some reason. We tried to recreate it with Thorn and other weapons, but we just could not recreate the effect with anything else. Super regen is absolutely amplified when there are more than one target around. Even though we were running the same intellect, the same class, and also the same super, we were finding that when I was using the Monarch and doing tons of damage to 2 people, I was getting my super way ahead of them, even though they were doing damage to me as well. So let's hop back into PvE and show you what happens when you have that amplified effect. Since we're going to be facing the Hive in the next expansion, I hopped into the Altars of Sorrow since that seemed to make the most sense. And you can just watch here, even with one of the slowest tier supers, you can see that my super regeneration goes up a ton while I am doing damage to multiple enemies. You'll notice in this clip that I am not picking up any orbs of light. The key thing that I'm doing is continually applying that precision damage and the poison to multiple enemies at one time. If you see this super boost up, it is absolutely insane. To be absolutely clear, this is a tier 1 super. I'm using hammers on the Solar Titan, meaning this is the longest super regeneration that exists in Destiny 2, and I'm getting my super back remarkably fast. Now, how can we make this better? Here's where this gets nuts. Let's take the fastest super that can regenerate and the one class you might want to bring if survivability is a big issue: Middle Tree Solar Warlock. By creating wells for your teammates, you all stand a better chance of not only killing more adds, but also living and taking more damage, which will be necessary for many players who are chasing after the legend difficulty rewards. These rewards are huge and essentially means that leveling is a non-issue. Not only do you get more upgrade modules, a triumph, an emblem, and a Witch Queen exotic, they're going to give you a set of gear 20 above the soft cap at 1520 power level, which means that leveling is essentially instantly done for those people who complete it. So by using this build, you generate orbs and you get the same damage buff as the Ward of Dawn, which is going to be nerfed in Witch Queen. Now let's take it up to the final level. Let's put on Phoenix Protocol. The exotic perk Battle Hearth gives you more super energy when you get kills and assists while standing in the Well of Radiance. So you'll get an absolutely wild amount of super energy, up to 50%, and then it drops down to its normal amount. However, if you chain using the Monarch with it and the increased super damage caused by the poison arrows, you will get your super back ridiculously fast. So I've put a timer in the bottom of the screen to show you how much time is going by when I do this. This first opening part is going to be amplified by the Phoenix Protocol. Now I'm actually fighting other folks who are the instants for kills, but you'll notice that their kills are actually boosting my super energy because they're getting the kills in the Well of Radiance. Check this out though. Look at how quickly my super regenerates by spreading that poison around to all those enemies. And in under 30 seconds with this combination and no orbs of power, I'm almost back to my super again. Here's another example of it happening. I've built up my super almost to 50% at this point. I'm standing in the well. We're going to do a little bit of damage, get a couple of kills here, up to 50%, and then I'm going to start shredding these champions and spreading that poison damage around to all the different enemies. You'll see my super start to regenerate very, very quickly while in the well, and even when I'm out of the well. The key is to make sure that you continue to spread all of that poison around to multiple enemies at the same time, and you'll start to see your super energy increase at an insane rate. So here's the build for when going into the Legendary campaign. If you're with the Fire team, have 2 characters running the new Void 3.0 supers with the potential of creating the Void volatile combinations, while your 3rd player runs Warlock with Middle Tree Well, La Monarch, and Phoenix Protocol. Use the Middle Tree Warlock as your anchor point, creating supers, which generates some orbs for your teammates, and also creating a Well of Radiance to survive in the Legend mode. You'll regen your super constantly, meaning more supers for your teammates, which means more for you, and on and on and on. This will be absolutely broken for the Legend campaign of the Witch Queen, and it's even a viable solo strat because you can get kills in the Well of Radiance by yourself and then just continue to use La Monarch and do damage to multiple enemies. All right, everyone, this will help you get a jump start on the Witch Queen campaign with the legendary rewards, giving you a massive set of bonuses when you complete that campaign. As always, if this video helped you out, consider subscribing to the channel. It's guaranteed to boost your chances of getting all the new Witch Queen exotics. Note, this only works from February 29th to the 31st. If you have any questions or need any help with anything, I'll be streaming constantly over at twitch.tv/manodestra, where we help tons of gamers with raids, grandmasters, secret and exotic missions, dungeons, and more. If you want to find other people to play Destiny with, check out the community Discord. That link is down in the description box below. Good hunting, Guardians. I will see you next time in the universe of Destiny.